Hello YouTube and welcome back to Fire Gaming Project. So in this short video, I'm going to actually talk about the new banner that has just dropped for Childe, his rerun 2, or his third banner overall, but his second rerun banner. So I won't focus mostly on Childe because I already did individual pre-analysis of him and review of him, so do check out those videos please. But I will talk about the other characters on the banner because I have not done the in-depth reviews for them yet. So now that they are revealed, I will be doing them coming soon, so stay tuned for those. But I will do a really quick rundown here. So on the banner will be Childe, Ningguang, Yanfei, and Chong Yoon. So should you poll, okay? But before we go into that, let's just continue to make sure that everyone understands to please subscribe. Hit the like button, hit the notification bell, and also leave me some comments and questions as well about any of these characters. Okay, so Childe, again, I already talked about it in my pre-release analysis for the 2.2 pre-release, as well as discussed him, just how I use him, and I did a review of him in depth when I was estimating him, predicting that he would be on the 2.2 rerun, basically, as a rerun, and it was true, obviously. So check those videos out. So I won't go into that much detail, but I will say, for Ningguang, I think she's solid. Many people don't have her, and they think that she's a very solid character, which she is. She was on the last Paimon shop cycle previous to this month. So unfortunately, she's not there now, but because she was not one of the characters that's often featured as a 4-star character on banners. And so for MiHoYo to drop her and put her onto Childe's second rerun banner, third banner overall, is something, because she is one of the characters that people do want. Now, don't sit out on this character, I will say, just as a summary here. I'm not going to go into too much detail. Again, I will be doing an in-depth review of each of these characters this week, possibly tomorrow or the day after. And basically, Ningguang is a really solid DPS. She is an actual DPS. She's 4-star. However, she is comparable, if built well, to a 5-star, okay? A 5-star C0, let's say. But she's actually going to be C6, of course, as a 4-star. She is really solid, okay? One of her drawbacks, though, is that her attack speed can be slow, to see how she trolls. Also, one of the other drawbacks is that she is a Geo element. Now, Geo has been buffed, and the elemental resonance for Geo has also been buffed, so that's not an issue. The main issue with Geo is that there aren't enough characters. So not everyone has Zhongli, but I hope that most people by now, especially if you are a late game player, you obviously have them, and if you're a mid game player, you obviously have them too, likely, if you got him on the rerun, right? But if you're new to this game, you will not have Zhongli, and he has not gone his second rerun yet, so you won't have this guy. And if you're completely new to the game, you obviously will not also have Albedo, because he came from 1.2. Zhongli was from 1.1, and he was rerunned, I think, in 1.5, right? Yeah, right before the Klee and Childe first rerun. So the issue is that if you are new to this game, okay, you will not have Albedo, and you will not have Zhongli. Albedo is estimated to come in the next 2.3 patch, so the one after this one, because he is up for basically a rerun. So I already talked about my 2.3 predictions video. Please do take a look at that. He is definitely in the top 4 there, okay? And I already independently did a review of him already, because previously there was potential that he could have been rerun in 2.2. So that's not going to happen, so he'll obviously be likely to push forward to 2.3, and thereafter. So then, with that being said, in terms of Geo, the only other Geo character, aside from the Geo main character, is Noelle. And not many people use Noelle unless you are an early game player, because you do get one copy of her for free from the Beginner's Wish banner. So if that is your case, then you might want to consider swapping her out or pairing her with Ningguang, because, again, with the elemental resonance for Geo, it's actually pretty solid, okay? And because they could benefit well, because Noelle has shielding, obviously, and Ningguang has a shield as well. So overall, Ningguang has solid attacks. She's very strong, and she has this shielding, and for those of you who don't know, when you cross through her screen and then attack, you can actually get more damage. That if you have her constellations, that activates this talent. See the little arrows going up, right? Also, her charge shots is her main thing, so you want to give her a weapon that can give her charge shots. So I'm not going to go into too much detail here, because I will go into the detail later because I want to focus on the other characters now. But basically, I gave her a crit rate thing because I want her, because she's a DPS, I want her to damage a lot, basically. Okay? And for artifacts, we'll go into that in more detail, but there's a variety of options that you can give her. Archaic Petra being one of them, Gladiator being another one. Her ult is actually very strong, so the Noblesse set is also very good. She does not have energy issues per se, so you don't need to worry about that. So just keep that in mind, focus on that. Obviously, I have her at C6 already, so we won't go into all the details of that. And I haven't leveled up any further since I finished leveling her up to companionship level 10 and level 86, as you can see. But I already stopped using this character, but that does not mean I don't like her, and mine isn't even that strong, okay? If I was to rebuild her or reuse her, I would definitely make her even stronger. And the artifacts are only at 16 out of 16, so she has definitely a lot of potential. So moving on, Yanfei. Yanfei is like a 4-star version of Klee, and from the character roster, if you didn't get Klee from the 1.6 rerun for her, the Midsummer Island Adventure patch, which was a limited DLC, and if you didn't get her from when I got her at 1.1, which is basically a year ago, you won't have this character, and that's okay. Now, one thing with Yanfei is that she's obviously a pyro DPS / sub DPS. She is very similar to Ningguang. She is a charge shot character, and I've equipped her with with a critical damage weapon as well, right? And she is very good. So if you charge her up and get her stacks, her little stamp that she throws down, because she's a lawyer, that's what it is. It's basically a Chinese style stamp or a seal. That's what it is, in case you're wondering. It becomes bigger and bigger, and the AoE is bigger. Also, her flames that she throws out are bigger too. Yeah, so keep that in mind, and her ult will also be big as well. So she has AoE potential, and the only criticism for her is that her multipliers are kind of low. In terms of her talent multipliers, as well as, like, if you go here, like, they're kind of low, right? And even I leveled her up, but yeah. But anyway, I already finished using this character as well. I got her C6, and she is definitely fine with the Crimson Witch. She also has multiple options for building her. Definitely, you could, if you care about her ult a lot, then you can definitely focus more on Noblesse. Or again, Emblem of Severed Fate, for example, would be okay. She does not have energy issues, so you don't need that one necessarily. You could also try Shiminawa's on her, potentially. Yeah. And Shiminawa, also back to Ningguang, could potentially be good for her too. Because keep in mind, I got these characters way before the Shiminawa and Emblem of Severed Fate domain became available. So that could be something to test out on them as well. Again, I made her a crit rate weapon. So she is solid overall too. So I wouldn't say that she's bad, but she's just weaker compared to other pyro characters. That does not mean that you can't do hella high damage with her, because other major streamers out there, like Tony Toe, just giving a shout out because he's one of my idols. He speedrunned, and he showed a video recently where he basically like slapped around like some domain in their super fast speedrun with just Yanfei leveled up, okay? Obviously using elemental reactions, of course, right? So Yanfei is not someone to sleep on, but definitely Ningguang is stronger than her. Lastly, Chong Yoon, you've already seen this guy. I really like him as a Claymore user. I've given him the Luxurious Sea Lord. As you've seen, I've done 2 videos with the Luxurious Sea Lord using him, as well as my Luxurious Sea Lord is level 5 already, R5. Make sure you guys finish the Moonlight Merriment Moonchase Festival events and get it to R5, even if you can't get it to level 90 right away. But if you can, that'd be great, because right now it's a 1.5 bonus during the event period. So make sure you do that before the patch is over and before 2.2 launches in a few days. So Chong Yoon is one of my favorite Claymore users. Okay, my most favorite Claymore user is Eula, but regardless of that, and Eula, I will do a separate review of her separately. But Chong Yoon, I didn't do a review video of him yet, but I said I will be doing it, and that's coming soon now. Officially, it will be, because he's on this banner. He is actually quite a very useful sub DPS. He has very efficient cryo application, and definitely he can do well with, he does not have energy issues, so he can do well with many Claymores, and I already talked about comparing this with the Enforged. I also talked about the new Akuo Maru, so do check out that as well as a pre-release. So that would also be a good weapon for him, and that one is on the weapon banner, which I will be doing that weapon banner discussion after this video. This guy can do well with a Blizzard Strayer. He can also do well with Noblesse, also Gladiator. He can do well with, possibly you can try Shiminawa on him. Again, those are newer sets that I haven't tried on every character, obviously, but those are some things that you can consider. Isolation, I obviously have C6, and then like I have leveled him up a little bit as well. So overall, this character is solid. I actually overall like this banner a lot, okay? I recommend this banner. For those of you who want these 4-star characters, I recommend this banner. Now, Childe on its own, I recommend him, obviously. I know not everyone likes Childe, and he's not everyone's cup of tea, so that's fair. I personally love this guy. He's my avatar on my actual game. Like if you see here, he's my avatar. He's been my avatar since he was released. So basically 1.1. And I've never changed it to any other character. So I feel like I identify with this character, so I love this character. So yeah, anyway, we'll talk. And I've already done a pre-release analysis of the Polar Star, and I've answered some of your questions there. So definitely check that out, and feel free to ask me some more questions there as well. I'm not going to go into too much detail for Childe, but overall, my conclusion is this banner is stacked, and it has really good characters and a good mix of characters for different elements, as you can see. And yeah, like basically the two Catalyst users are charge shot users, and they are basically DPS or sub DPS roles that are very solid. And Chong Yoon is a very good sub DPS for crowd application and to help out your team. And I've used him again with the Luxurious Sea Lord in a Thundering Manifestation boss battle, and also in the Hydro Hypostasis Water Cube battle as well. So check those out. And definitely like Tartaglia is good, and he will definitely do well with you know, Yanfei or Chong Yoon because of elemental reactions, right? He could do well with that as well. Obviously, elemental reactions don't really matter so much with Geo. You just get shielding with it. But anyway, regardless, this is a good banner. So do consider this if you want any of these characters, including if you want Childe. Okay, so I'm going to leave it there. I hope to see you guys in the next video. I will be talking about the weapon banner that was also officially announced. This weapon banner was officially announced just like maybe an hour or two ago by MiHoYo themselves. So do check it out and do consider summoning. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask me in the comments. Thank you, and I'll see you in the next video.